Hey everyone, it's Sunny Rahman here, welcoming you back to MGS Stories, where we dive deep into powerful motivational stories that can light up your day and maybe even change the way you look at life. Today, I've got a story that's going to inspire you to face your challenges head on. Trust me, this one is worth sticking around for, so let's jump into it. There was a time when everything seemed like it was slipping away. The noise of the world was too loud, and every step forward felt like two steps back. In the middle of that chaos was a young man named Jake, sitting alone on a park bench, clutching a worn-out notebook. It was the only thing left that held his dreams together. Little did Jake know, this would be the moment everything changed. Jake was 25, fresh out of college and ready to take on the world, or so he thought. He had big dreams, aspirations of starting his own business, and proving to the world that he was more than what people saw. A guy who came from nothing. Raised in a small town where dreams stayed dreams, Jake was one of the few who believed in the power of hard work. But Jake's life hadn't been easy. Growing up, he watched his parents work long hours just to make ends meet. Money was always tight and success always seemed out of reach. Jake's only escape was his notebook, filled with ideas and plans for a business that could change his life. He was determined to create something that would help his family and prove that even a kid from a small town could make it big. But as Jake began to chase his dream, reality hit hard. He moved to the city, where competition was fierce and the cost of living was sky high. His first few attempts to launch his business failed miserably. Investors weren't interested. His friends doubted him. He could barely afford rent, and with each rejection, the weight of his situation pressed harder. It wasn't long before the self-doubt kicked in. Maybe everyone was right. Maybe he was just another dreamer chasing something that would never happen. His notebook, once filled with bright ideas and endless potential, now seemed like a reminder of every failure. One cold evening, Jake found himself sitting on that park bench, staring at the pages of his notebook. His hands trembled as he thought about giving up, about going back home and accepting that his dreams weren't meant to be. But then something happened. As Jake sat in silence, an old man walking his dog stopped nearby. The man noticed Jake's expression and asked, "Why the long face, kid?" Jake didn't know why, but he poured his heart out to the stranger. He talked about his dreams, his failures, and how everything felt like it was falling apart. The old man listened quietly, nodding along. When Jake finished, the man smiled and said, "You know, I had a dream once too. Started a small business with nothing but a few dollars in my pocket. I failed more times than I can count, but each time I learned something new. You see, kid, success isn't about never failing. It's about refusing to stay down when you do. The ones who make it are the ones who keep going, no matter what." Jake was struck by the simplicity of the words. He realized that maybe it wasn't about avoiding failure, but about learning from it. This conversation sparked something inside him. With a renewed sense of purpose, Jake decided to give it one more try. But this time, he approached things differently. Instead of chasing the big idea, he started small. He used the little money he had left to launch a simple online business selling handcrafted products, something he had been passionate about for years but never thought could be profitable. At first, it was slow, but Jake refused to give up. He worked day and night, improving his products, listening to customer feedback, and marketing his brand. The late nights, the struggles, they didn't break him this time. They fueled him. And then it happened. Slowly but surely, orders began to come in. His business started to grow and people began to take notice. Investors who had once turned him down were now reaching out. Jake's dream, the one everyone doubted, was finally becoming a reality. Within 2 years, Jake's small business had turned into a six-figure company. He expanded his product line, hired employees, and even moved his parents to the city, providing them with a comfortable life. He had done it, not because he had never failed, but because he refused to let failure define him. Jake learned that success isn't about avoiding the struggle, it's about embracing it and using it as fuel to keep going. Every rejection, every failure had taught him something that helped him grow. And now, he stood tall, not just as a successful entrepreneur, but as someone who knew the true value of perseverance. Jake's story is a reminder for all of us. Life will throw challenges our way, and sometimes it'll feel like the world is against us. But remember, success isn't about having it easy. It's about pushing through the hard times and learning from every setback. As the old man said, the ones who make it are the ones who keep going, no matter what. What did you guys think? Jake's journey shows us that failure isn't the end. It's just part of the process. If you're facing challenges right now, don't give up. You might be just one step away from your breakthrough. If this story resonated with you, make sure to hit that like button and leave a comment below sharing your own experiences. And if you haven't already, subscribe to MGS Stories for more powerful and uplifting stories like this one. Until next time, keep pushing forward and remember, you've got what it takes.